defined by the roles or titles or labels that we give ourselves. Who are we? What do we do? Well, I'm a businesswoman, an athlete, an ambassador, a mom, a wife, and I'm just me, Roxy. Does that define you? Do we need to compartmentalize? Sometimes yes, but in essence we're not one without all the other parts of who we are. Each of you are on your own journey tonight, and your journey is full of many diverse parts as well. Why am I here? I'm here to tell you a story. I'm here to tell you my story. For those that know me, which I believe there are quite a few here tonight, thanks to my husband, I'm a salty, barefoot surfer girl at heart. I love sharing life with others, and I believe in making small differences in people's lives. I believe in giving back. I love the ocean, I love water, and I love surfing. I have had a very competitive surfing career, which grew a drive and a hunger that went into every element of my life. I've been surfing for 24 years, and I've been in the surf-related business or industry for 18 of those. After school, I studied to become a chef, which led me to a career on a 115-foot surf charter yacht. Absolute dream come true. That subsequently led me to a degree in psychology and a qualification as a psychological counselor. At 21, I was invited to speak at the Stellenbosch University MBA. It was the entrepreneurial course. And at the Q&As at the end, they asked me the standard textbook questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? What was your business plan? What I gave them, I don't think, were standard textbook answers. I started with a small umbrella on the beach, and today we have one of the biggest surf schools and surf shops in the country. Very early on, I realized one thing. I cannot let the fear of failure immobilize my decision-making capabilities. Make a decision. If I make the wrong one, make another. Keep moving forward. I have to figure out how to remember this slide. I'm a mother and a wife. I'm married to William, who's in the middle over there. We are going on 9 years. Our wedding anniversary will be later on this year. We have 2 gorgeous boys. This is Daniel, he's turning 6 next month. And his younger brother is not far behind, James. He's turning 2 on Saturday. At the time, I didn't understand how my competitive surfing career was going to influence my life and business. Competitive by nature, I started competing only 4 months after actually surfing. I was always analyzing, always assessing, always calculating. I realized very early on my capacity for resilience. I started at what was considered late at the age of 12, but I was determined not to let that be the defining factor in my surfing career or my surfing journey. That determination got me 9 South African surfing championship titles. It also, in 2017, I became the first woman to have ever, or first person to have ever represented our country in all 3 surfing disciplines: longboarding, shortboarding, and stand-up paddleboarding. In 2017, we actually I took my youngest boy, he was 3.5 months at the time, to the World Longboard Championships, strapped him to my chest. We took a 42-hour trip to an island in China, and I placed 11th in the world with a C-section and a little boy strapped to my chest. Through my competitive career, I've always learned there is no quick way through. You have to persevere through the long haul. And adaptability. In every heat, the tides are changing, your competitors are changing. No heat will ever be the same. You have to learn to become adaptable. I'm very mindful that I'm an ambassador, not just for women in South Africa, but for business people in South Africa and for athletes and sports people. This role is very important to me and I take it very seriously. I want to share with you, on the 26th of January 2017, I received this letter completely out of the blue and unexpected.
Hello there. The reason for my mail is I had to let you know what an influence you have been in my life. 10 years ago, when I first joined you for my Davis surf lessons, That changed my life 100% and was and has been the best thing that ever happened to me. For this, I can't thank you enough. And now again, you have helped me without even knowing, so I had to share. 1.5 years ago, I got a terrible virus that has left me paralyzed on the left side of my face. This virus turned my life upside down. At the peak of my surfing, all of a sudden I could not go out into the sun, never mind the ocean. For 1 year, I couldn't close my eye, and the emotional and physical pain of losing my smile, my laugh, and mostly my surfing was all too much, throwing me into a terrible depression. But then came your GoPro videos of you surfing. Once I could close my eye, I've tried so many times to go out to surf, but with the depression, being unfit, an embarrassment of what my face looked like, I always found it easier to just hide in my room. The one day I watched your video and just thought, WWRD, what would Roxy do? Silly, I know, but that day I got up and went to surf and caught one of my best waves, the whole time riding and thanking you for your silent gift of positivity. I'm still having days of terrible fatigue, and my motivation to get out there on my own is still not close to where I was or where I want to be with my surfing, but I had to just say thank you. Please keep posting your surfing videos. They are more important than I think you know, and thank you for being my surf angel and helping me get back to what you made me fall in love with to start. Sorry for the long letter, but as I write, tears are rolling down my face. I just had to let you know how much I appreciate you for what you do. Thanks.
My season in competitive surfing really had been preparing me for my season in business. I'm doing business in what is considered a male-dominated sport, and I'm doing it with great resilience. We are currently celebrating 100 years of surfing in South Africa, and I've been in this industry for nearly a quarter of it. Times are changing. What once was an unbalance in the water, we are creating a greater balance of boys, girls, men, and women sliding, gliding, ripping, shredding, and dancing in that lineup. We are making change. We are mindful that in order to continue succeeding, we need to nurture and retain our existing customers. We also need to be welcoming new customers and growing our business moving forward. This is where we are in 2019. Our team are made up of all ages, all nationalities, all races, all languages and skill sets. We are a real incubator. It's an incubator of talent that we need to consistently nurture, and we need to consistently be teaching and learning. We grew organically, took calculated risks, and consistently checked in. We learned to master the art of adaptability. People always ask me about our statistics. Tell us your numbers. Last year we put close to 60,000 boards on to 50,000 boards on the water. That is between surf lessons and surfboard rentals. We continue to grow at an average of 20% annually. Our team is made up of over 100 surf coaches and shop staff. We partner with brand leaders such as Vida, Discovery, Virgin Active, Fly Surf Air, and the Global Board Rider Store. They recognize the value of delivering their message to a customer while in a receptive space such as ours. In the current economic climate of South Africa, we are seeing a steady growth. We are moving forward. One of the most important things that I have to keep considering is the importance of checking in. When last did you check in? With yourself in life? With yourself in business? The questions that I ask for our business is my customer consistently receiving a world-class experience? What does the data say? Change is happening. What does it look like for us? Are we adaptable? Are we adapting to the changing environment? Are we nurturing that incubator? What is our attitude? What sets Surf Emporium apart? If you had to ask some of our customers, and I see many of our family are here tonight, they will probably tell you one of these few things. We don't just provide a service, we deliver an experience. We develop a trust with our customers, a trust relationship. We balance the relaxed nature of the surfing culture, laid-back vibe, with professionalism. Our service is efficient and it's timeless. When you come down to Surf Emporium, you know that you can get a lesson almost immediately, and if not immediately, it'll be in at least 30 minutes. We recognize the organization is bigger than one individual on its own. I can't do my job without my team leaders or my coaches or my shop staff. And what we offer really changes people's lives. And that is what sets us apart. This is one of the very big questions that people always ask me. What failed? There's this notion in business that you have to have had multiple failures before you could have a successful business. For me, what failed, or rather, what did I do wrong, is the question I have to ask myself. Well, for me, I put my health and my well-being last. Between the years of 2008 and 2009, 5 years into growing this business, I was in and out of hospital for many, many weeks at a time. My health was poor. I wasn't okay. I pushed past the point I knew I should because I thought I knew how much reserve I had to carry on with. I didn't ask for help. I strived for perfection, which was not achievable, and it was not sustainable. I was never satisfied with a good or an excellent result. I always wanted to do better, to do more. And this happened to the detriment of my health, and that is what failed. What are the lessons that we learned, or what are the lessons that I learned? I think a big question that we all ask ourselves is this word of balance. Do we have balance in our lives? Everyone responds differently to this, finding balance in your life. How do I find my balance? I reset, I check in, I have honest conversations with myself. Questions that I ask is, have I learned from this? Is this taking me forward? Who am I taking with me? Am I in balance? Am I okay? Physically, mentally, emotionally? And the biggest thing I've realized is it's okay to be not okay. That's right. But it's how we take action that matters the most. Why surfing? This is our little boy Daniel, and I'm going to play a very short clip about what he thinks about surfing. You have to listen quite hard. It's so nice. It's so nice and peaceful. He's 5, turning 6. In the ocean, your title is not important. Surfing is the great leveler. Your age, your race, your nationality, your fitness level, your body shape, it is all irrelevant. It's a place that you have to be 100% engaged in the moment at that time. It's you, it's the ocean, it's your surfboard. If you are not in that moment, many of us know we end up underwater. I actually experienced that earlier on today. It's a place where no cell phones allowed, no emails, no meetings, no noise, no distractions. It's a sport that success rate is so high for a child that doesn't excel in school, lacks self-esteem, or doesn't conform to their regular sports. Just riding and standing up on a wave equals success. It equals achievement for that child. It builds self-esteem, self-belief, and self-confidence. It improves muscle tone and enhances recovery. What now? I've always said that the reason I started the surf school was to give back to surfing the gifts and everything that I had received through my surfing career and my surfing life. Surfing really changed my life. It was, and it still is my therapy. It is my medicine. In essence, moving forward, we maybe are just putting a label on what we've been doing for 18 years. My dream is to make the ocean accessible to all South Africans, to those who can afford it and to those who can't, to those who are able-bodied or those who have a physical or intellectual disability, for those who are suffering or are challenged with mental health problems, cancer, terminal illness, PTSD, anxiety disorders, depression, eating disorders. Surfing is medicine. In 2019, which is still this year, earlier on this year, the Roxy Davis Foundation, a non-profit, was officially launched for that purpose. The 4 Ps: people, possibility, purpose, and passion. We base ourselves on 7 pillars, which is adaptive surfing, surf therapy, training and education, mentorship and leadership, foundation building, environmental awareness, and research. We are now getting referrals from occupational therapists, physiotherapists, as well as the Department of Health's Rehabilitation Unit for people with newly acquired spinal cord injuries and brain injuries. Our surfers are coming from all over Cape Town, all over South Africa, including areas such as Delft and Khayelitsha. I can stand here today and this evening and tell you about surfing and why surfing, but these 2 brave young girls can do a far better job at showing you. Meet Arnie. Arnie is a young girl who joined us just recently, so last month, and this was the very first wave that she caught. She was part of our adaptive surfing clinic, and she has Down syndrome. The next one is Sarah Hope. Meet Sarah Hope. She has no arms. She goes surfing. So what can you take away from my learning journey? I invite you to ask yourself these 5 questions. Is the fear of failure immobilizing your decision-making capabilities? If so, what are you doing about it? When last did you check in? Who are you taking along with you? If you knew the sun didn't rise for you tomorrow, what is the one thing you would do differently today? So who am I? I'm bringing a new meaning to wearing a suit to the office. My suit is rubber, and my office is the ocean. I'm doing what I love, I'm supporting my family, and many other families along the way, making a real difference in people's lives. Some call that being an entrepreneur, I call it living life. Thank you.